Happy morning. We'll have a very interesting life lesson today. We began a series of life lessons on persuasion a little while ago. We will take one chapter of persuasion to its conclusion today, which is every communication has three parts: facts, ideas, and then it is very strong, debatable opinions. We'll go to the third part today. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions on part 1, part 2 or part 3, keep it to the surface. When I ask you, do you have any questions, ask me that. And just to begin the process of learning, I met last afternoon actually, a very dear friend after about 20 years. There are some relationships where time doesn't make any difference. You meet them after 20 years and it's the same love, same affection, same connection, same fire, same laughter. And he shared with me that he had a brain stroke about 8.5 months ago. And the right part of his face is a little off sync. So the eyes have become a little small, the jaws have gone up a little. But otherwise he's absolutely okay. He's young, he's 53. And he's one guy whose sense of humor has always inspired me. I will speak about what I learned, what I experienced with him in the next few life lessons and bits and pieces. But today I wish to mention two things. One, he said, after the brain stroke, gratitude has become a very deep part of his life. He said, there are a lot of things which is not okay in life. Two brothers in business together had to split. The child who got married had to shift to China. The business which was doing well, he's into printing, is now a little more competitive, so the margins have shrunk quite a lot. Because of brain stroke, he's not pushing himself as much as he used to earlier. He said, if it was not the brain stroke, I would come to you and say, Naren, this is not okay, that is not okay, yaar, what yaar. No fun in life. But because of the brain stroke, today I can tell you, there are enough things which I can celebrate, even when so many things are not going right in life. I am meeting a friend like you after 20 years and we are having such a great conversation. I have come to celebrate the marriage of a child whom I have taught, who insisted I should be one of those people who must be present in my marriage. That's how he landed in Taj. He said, my wife, believe me or not, loves me as much as she loved me earlier. He said, my daughter she's gone to China, but the kind of exposure she's having over there is brilliant. He said, in China there are 200 car manufacturers. I said, 200? Say, China has more than 200 car manufacturers. And many of them make about 15,000 to 25,000 cars every year. Some of them do assembling of cars, different parts. Every car can be tailor-made for you. It's your personal brand car. And he said, she'll get all that exposure. I am so glad. So she said, what I have realized is, everything of life has two parts. I can look at the dark side and feel very sad. I can always find dark side in anything. And I can see the bright side and be happy. I can always see the bright side in anything. So I love the wisdom with which he was speaking. You lose a tournament, you can see the dark side and you can also see the bright side. You lose a business deal, you can look at the dark side and you can also look at the bright side. You meet with an accident, you can see the dark side, you can also see the bright side. There is nothing which is only dark or only bright. Everything has two parts. He says, Naren, our age is 50 plus. We can look at the dark side, we can also look at the bright side. And I found what he's saying to be very wise. Do you agree with it? Somebody decides to get married, there is a dark side and there is a bright side. Somebody decides not to get married, dark side and bright side. A good friend got admitted into NM Wardias for valve replacement in the heart. The dark side is the valve is not functioning well. The bright side is she won't die out of a valve failure. Brand new valve तो बाकी किसी और चीज से मौत हो सकती है, but valve is functioning well. She says, I am so glad I have a fresh valve. You know, I don't know about your heart, but my heart has a new valve. 10 years guarantee है, तुम्हारे heart का कोई guarantee नहीं. Anything has a dark side and anything has a bright side. Interesting. You choose to view the dark side, you have dark moods. You choose to view the bright side, you have bright mood. So if you are happy, it means your focus is on the bright side. If you are unhappy, your focus is completely on the dark side. Which means whatever you are going through in life, you can choose which side do you want to see. And it makes so much sense. And part 2, this was my favorite part of the conversation. I called Joe inside and said, Joe, let me introduce you to my good friend. And he was saying, in marriage, so when I introduced Joe to him, I said, his name is Damu and I love his sense of humor. And Damu was saying, I was very scared of Naren. Because every time he'll come to my office, he'll ask, what is the turnover? How much is the profit margin? I will tell him, you know what happened? He'll say, first let's discuss about work. And he will ensure I feel miserable. Because whatever I do would never satisfy this man. But thanks to him, my business is doing really well today. He's built a 12,000 square feet house for himself. Doing really well. He said, I miss those 20 years. And today nobody asks me, tell me what is happening. How much is the turnover? What is the profit margin? Are you earning enough or not? What about the marriage of your daughter? How are you saving for that? He said, आजकल कोई नहीं पूछता है. The friends that I have today, we discuss about which movie did you see? Where are you going for your holidays? Is your daughter in love with someone? How bad, no? You and your brother are not working together. Your brother did that. Your brother did this. He says, nobody genuinely wants to know what's happening in my life. So I miss Naren. And I kept on telling Bedu, his sense of humor is brilliant. And then he said something which was so nice. As if he had to prove the presence of sense of humor. He looks at Joe and says, in marriage, the wife does not want an intelligent husband. Any intelligent husband, the wife will always put him down. Yeah, kya hai? She doesn't like the husband being very intelligent. At the same time, she does not tolerate a dumb husband also. She keeps on saying, why did I marry him? If it's a dumb husband. But one of the successes of any marriage, the husband has to be a comedian. Can the husband crack jokes? Any marriage in which the husband can crack jokes will be a very happy marriage. What do you say? Okay, let's have a debate. Girls, what do you say? Guys, what do you say? You display your intelligence, no? And the typical mistake which men do is they have to display their intelligence in front of their wife. Sun. And the wife says, मैं रहती नहीं तेरा क्या होता मालूम नहीं. Again and again displaying unnecessary intelligence. And he says, that's why I have become a comedian, because I got married. I realized very early, my wife does not want my intelligence. She wants jokes. Can I make her laugh? That is the only thing she wants. If I can make her laugh, then I'm a good husband, otherwise I'm not. Husbands, what do you say? I can see on some of your faces you are saying, Naren, I'm a complete failure. I don't remember last when I made my wife laugh. That's why you're looking serious now also. He was telling us, I have 2 daughters. And I love to go to the school to drop them. And he says, my only condition with my daughters is, you will call me Dams. His name is Damu. You will not call me Appa over there. If you call me Appa, I will not come to drop you at all. And you tell them that 25 years ago, our dream was to stand outside these girls' colleges. In Chennai, there is a college called Stella Maris. It's like a dream college. In Pune, which is that college? Don't pretend as if you have never thought about it. Vikas would know. Vikas? He says सब था, कहीं भी मिलता था, चांस चलता था अपने को. He had his heart stroke, and after that he tells his wife, see, now we should live a great life. So let's go to Bahamas. Let's go to beaches. And in the beaches, let's have a good look at whatever is happening. You know what I mean? And he says, if I look at a pretty girl and my heart starts racing, and if I die, I have no regrets. What a way to die. And he says, after that, don't bother. The sand which is there, no, just cover me with that sand and you continue with your life. You don't have to bring me out, put me in, have some cremation, all that. Zarurat hi nahi hai. Let me be buried there and let those people be there around me. That is how I want to die now. A sense of humor is beautiful. And sense of humor comes very naturally to a heart which is very peaceful. And the mind which can see the bright side of any situation. If I'm a person who struggles to see the bright side, sense of humor is very difficult. Now, by sense of humor, I don't mean saying jokes which you got on WhatsApp. That's not sense of humor. Sense of humor is these situational things. Where a father can tell his daughter, hey, if you call me a father in front of your college, I'm not going to speak to you forever. Or this is how I want to die. Now this he hasn't read in a book. But the ability to see the bright side of life and find humor in day-to-day activities is present in all of us. Only thing is we don't care to hold on to the bright side long enough. It's a blessing to know these people and to interact with these wonderful human beings. Don't you like it when you meet a person who has a good sense of humor? He makes life suddenly so bright and so beautiful and so loving and so filled with laughter. So let's see if this week you look at the bright side of life and can you develop a little sense of humor. Another trick in sense of humor is, in your humor, you make a fool of yourself. Not the Kapil Sharma kinds, where he makes a fool of the whole world. Not sarcasm sense of humor. That is sense of sarcasm. But humor where you can actually make fun of yourself. So he has a brain stroke and then he says, I might die like that. And he says it with laughter. Not with fear, oh my God, I will die. Wherever I go, have an ambulance next to me. Develop sense of humor. Sense of humor will help you to diffuse the most difficult of situations. Because once you can make somebody laugh or smile, we are not against each other anymore. We have not taken something egoistically or personally. So sense of humor is a brilliant asset that you have. Brilliant asset that you have. One thing is to have sense of humor. The other is for us to laugh at people's jokes. Some of us don't laugh only. Somebody cracks a joke and we look, isme kya hai? Be practical. Yeah. Learn to laugh. When is it easy to laugh? Very simple. When we have the ability to look at the bright side of life, we can laugh. Then let's continue with how do I persuade people? And in the path of persuasion, there are three parts. One discuss about facts, the other is ideation, and the third is debate. In last life lessons, we discussed about facts and ideation. And we also had a few exchanges of communication on facts and ideation. Today, let's go into debate. I want all of you to write down one statement which is the basis of debate. The basis of any debate is, it is not what I say, it is not what I say, but what people hear. HEAR, hear. Now, debates is all about this statement. It is not about what I say, it is about what people hear. Have you ever had an experience in life where what you said was completely misunderstood? Anybody, any example? You need not reveal the names of people if it is a little touchy. You can if you want. Can you recollect any example where what you said was completely misunderstood?
It always happens that somebody hears that he thinks from his point of view. So
yeah, any example, any live example. I want an example.
There is an example of Sachin Tendulkar yesterday's statement that India should play with the Pakistan and defeat the Pakistan. But it has been taken completely negative by some electronic media, and the debate is going on many now on various channels. So that is being misunderstood by the few channels. And they said that Tendulkar is what word they have used, anti-national. So this is what I think.
Correct.
Yesterday I was in Delhi and I had checked in a hotel, so my Aadhaar was given for the identification. And he forgot to give it, and I also forgot to collect it. And I had a flight in the afternoon, so when I was on my way, I realized, oh my God, I don't have Aadhaar, and I need to fly back. So I called him. I said, hey, look, my next meeting is at Lalit. Can you please send somebody? My flight is at 3:30, so मैं 1:30 बजे वहाँ से निकल जाऊँगा. It will take 1 hour to reach. And I told him this. He said, ठीक है सर, मैं भेजता हूँ इसको. And I kept the phone. I gave him the details. No reply. Again I called him. Sir, मेरा flight है. I will leave at 1:30. Please send somebody. ठीक है, देखिए मैं आदमी को भेज रहा हूँ. Again this happened. Nothing came. Then I said, you send me that guy's number. When I got that guy's number, I called him. He said, नहीं, मैं 4 बजे तक पहुँच जाऊँगा. And I said, I had told your guy, to your boss very clearly at 1:30 I need this. And then I called him again. He just acted as if he just did not understood. And 3 times I told him that I need it by 1:30.
Classic. It is not what I say, but what the other person hears. We can do very selective listening because none of us are trained to listen. And that is why misunderstanding happens. That is why ego is very high. We listen to half the things and we come to our own conclusions. So what they say is not important in our life. What we hear becomes the only important thing in our life. People are not great listeners. 2, people are not so much interested in understanding you. They have their own priorities and your priority does not match their priorities. In fact, what you want might be causing inconvenience to their life. Therefore, because they are not attentive, they will form their own conclusion about what they have heard. And that is why so often fights happen. मैंने ऐसा बोला ही नहीं था और मेरा ये बोलने का मतलब ही नहीं था. For us it is like मैंने जो बोल दिया है वो तुमको समझ जाना चाहिए और मैंने जो सोच के बोला है वो भी तुमको समझना चाहिए. But I am not as important to others as I am to me. So Harshad gives a job to an employee. Now Harshad wants his way. But the other person does not think it is necessary. Listen to this. So Harshad tells him, do this work properly and update the records. What that person listens to is, ये बहुत खटपट करता है. अभी करेगा तो क्या फायदा है, कल करेगा तो क्या नुकसान होगा. ये जरूरी नहीं है ये मेरा काम बढ़ाता है। मेरे से ही एक्सपेक्टेशन है, बाकी तो कोई नहीं करता है। Now he is able to listen to all this inside his head. Harshad has said one, please update. But what he listens is not only those two words called please update, but 5 more statements associated to that inside his head. Now for him as a person, whether Harshad said it or it is his understanding, it doesn't make a difference. He would assume Harshad has implied this. And therefore there will be a difference of opinion and fights. You are not a priority for people. Your way is not the priority for people. Your needs are not a priority for people. Part 2. What you say and what they understand, there will always be a gap. I remember once I had called Rupesh Mittal and said, "Chal Don Bosco के बाहर मिल." He said, "ठीक है नरेन, 15 मिनट में पहुंचता हूं." And when Rupesh used to say 15 minutes, it would be 15 minutes. 45 minutes and he is not come. And I'm waiting. आएगा, वापस क्यों फोन करना, क्यों डिस्टर्ब करना, आता ही होगा. 45 minutes. Then I called him. Rupesh, कहाँ है तू? Rupesh is saying, "Naren, आप कहाँ हो?" डॉन बॉस्को के बाहर. He says, मैं भी आधे घंटे से ज्यादा डॉन बॉस्को के बाहर. I said, what nonsense. I was outside Don Bosco next to St. Mira's College. He is outside Don Bosco next to that race course wala place. Now I am saying, Rupesh, Don Bosco तेरे घर के next में जो है, because he stays in Adinath society. So when I said Don Bosco, means there's only one Don Bosco here. He says, no, I was traveling from Shastri Nagar to some other place. So I thought that must be the Don Bosco. Now over here it's only location, so easy to understand and solve it. But simple words like hard work. For you and me, it might be hard work is necessary to succeed. So hard work equals to success. And for somebody else, hard work might include pain. So when you say work hard, somebody is saying, ये मेरे को बहुत तकलीफ देगा. Let's say I look at Amol and say, Amol, smile. Amol might say that I don't want to be artificial. Why are you asking me to be artificial? I'm just saying smile. Because I like his smile. I think when he will smile, he will relax. So what I say is smile. My intention is he should relax. What he might hear is Naren is asking me to be artificial. Are you with me? What you say and what people hear can be completely different. Don't conclude what you say is what the world will understand. It's your job to ensure they understand what you want them to understand. In US today, in a work atmosphere, you cannot tell someone you are beautiful. There will be a sexual harassment case against you. As per the court of law, The acceptable word is you are looking sharp. Sharp. Huh? Not to a guy, not to a girl. You can't tell. You are looking pretty. They will file a case against you. You are looking sharp. As per law, that is the acceptable word. Now, what you meant, what they heard, and if you don't like somebody's look, you can't say you're looking blunt. You remain quiet. The base of most fights, most differences of opinion, most arguments is what you say and what they hear is different. So often, if somebody proposes something, let's say, for example, I go to Mi Botra and I ask him, यार इन्वर्टर कौन सा लगाना चाहिए, बैटरी कौन सी होनी चाहिए? And with love, he will explain, Naren, अपने को ना ये करना चाहिए, ऐसा करना चाहिए, वैसा करना चाहिए. Now he is giving right guidance, keeping in mind the interests of the organization. But somebody else might say, क्या salesman है, क्या माल बेच रहा है देख. Now they will look completely with mistrust and doubt. What you say and what people hear may be different. So part 1 of communication is facts. वहां पे what you say is what people hear. Mount Everest is 8848 meters. Fact. Last Sunday I was there in a program. For the first time in my life, I inaugurated 2 books in Hindi. Pustak Vimochan Samaro. Book release function. देखो विमोचन नहीं मालूम बेटो. So there was one speaker who was एकदम वीर रस kind of a speaker. So he was saying, आजकल किसी भी कार्यक्रम में नरेंद्र नाम का व्यक्ति तो मंच पे होना ही चाहिए. कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ती है. कमाल हो गया. सो महोदय नरेंद्र जी, नमस्ते. Interesting. At the end of the program, 3 people asked me, are you in politics? Are you also in BJP? आप बीजेपी का प्रचार कर रहे हो क्या? उन्होंने बोला ना, आप लोग एक ही हो. अरे उसने कब बोला आप लोग एक हो? But what people hear is completely different. If they had not asked me, they might have gone and told 100 people, Narendra Goidani has joined BJP. बोला जो उसने, मतलब नरेंद्र मोदी सब जगह नहीं जा सकते ना. तो they have launched one mission in India that जितने लोगों का नाम नरेंद्र है ना, उनको सबको बीजेपी में भरो. और for every program में नरेंद्र होना चाहिए. Whether it is बोथरा और गोइदानी और मोदी, नरेंद्र होना चाहिए. And it's a very different level of a program where two Narendras are there in the same program. What people hear is different. Thanks God they came and asked me and I could explain. Otherwise, कैसे अफवाह फैल के पता नहीं after some days, for all that I know, there might have been some BJP flags in this building because somebody has been told that यहाँ पे एक BJP का कार्यकर्ता है. Have you heard of a new party called Bharatiya Digital Party? You don't know? What? Yeah, you're not up to date. They are working only in the digital platform. Funny. What people say and what people hear is different. So you cannot escape by saying, मैंने ये बोल दिया. You have to ensure उसने क्या समझा. उनका समझना आपके लिए जरूरी है, सिर्फ आपका बोलने से काम नहीं होगा. So don't ever think मैंने उसको समझा दिया. And that classic statement, एक ही चीज कितनी बार बोलने का. Have you ever said that? You know what it means? What you say and what they hear is completely different. So you are saying something 100 times, they are listening to 100 different things every time. So even if you say कितनी बार बोलने का, उनको कुछ और ही समझ रहा है. Hence work is not happening. So when there is a debate, and when somebody is taking a stand which is against you, or if you think somebody is speaking bad about you, so if somebody comes and tells you, अरे तेरे को मालूम है कुलसुम तेरे बारे में क्या बोल रही थी? Please don't take those words at surface value. What Kulsum would have said might have been different. What they understood might have been different. And the second person can always say, मैं झूठ थोड़े ना बोल रहा. बात यहां झूठ की नहीं है, बात यहां समझ की है. और समझने में गलती हो सकती है. So if you ever hear somebody speaking bad about you or wrong about you, especially from a third person, understand there can be a gap in understanding, and therefore don't spoil the relationship because somebody said something about you. And two, most importantly, even if somebody says something to you directly, chances are there is a gap in understanding and enough facts are not present. If you value that person, if you value that relationship, know how to bridge the gap. What I expect out of you is not to say मैंने तो बोल दिया. You should be able to say I am good at bridging the gaps. Now these are the people who can say मैं उसको समझा दूंगा. Are you good at bridging a gap? Sometimes. Now we'll take life lessons into two different tangents. And then we'll make both the tangents meet again. We are going to a very crucial part of life lessons. Listen very intently for the next 15 minutes. differences of opinion with people does not mean the relationship has to be dropped. Differences of opinion with people does not mean people are against you. I said two things. Differences of opinion with people does not mean the relationship needs to be dropped. अपना जमता नहीं, अपना पटता नहीं, हटाओ उसको. Not necessary. मैं उससे बात ही नहीं करेगा यार. That doesn't solve anything. अरे वो मेरी सुनता ही नहीं है. That also won't solve anything. In fact, दिल में थोड़ा खारापन रह जाएगा. You'll always remain irritated. Because you want them to listen. Obviously they matter to you. And then you say, मैं बात ही नहीं करेगा. How can you be at peace? You can't be at peace. So that is not a solution. Dropping of relationships because of difference of opinion is not the solution. And difference of opinion does not mean they don't respect you or they don't like you. It doesn't mean they're rejecting you. It's just that their conviction is different. I like to eat medu vada sambar, you like to eat rava dosa. That does not mean I hate you or I think you are an idiot. I like medu vada sambar. It's only a question of likes and dislikes. And difference of opinion does not mean one person is right, one is wrong. Both can be right. 10 people can be right. Somebody does engineering from IIT, then decides to go into management, and therefore they go and study in IIM Ahmedabad. And they are not going to use their engineering knowledge. They believed that engineering is the future, hence they did IIT. And then they realized, itna maza nahi aa raha. I think I want to do MBA and do management. There was a difference in their own opinion about their past and their future. It's okay to have difference of opinion. In fact, it's necessary to have differences of opinion. How deep a person you are is tested by how many people can you dare to have around you, close to you, who have a difference of opinion with you. You are a very fragile person if you can't handle a difference of opinion. Your ego is sky high if you cannot handle a difference of opinion. You are scared of being wrong if you can't handle difference of opinion. It's okay to have a different thought. My uncle who passed away used to believe that business should be done only cash and carry. Even if the margin is 1%, it's okay. But I can sleep peacefully in the night when my money is with me. I can't sleep peacefully in the night if my money is with somebody else. So he'll work on 1.5% margin. My father, on the other hand, was the person who would say, "Kai ko roj ka jig jig mata pochi karne ka." Find a good person who will pay you anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Yes, certain business issues or fund flow, but he'll pay you in 3 to 6 months. Supply money to him, he'll give you 30% margin. Quantity of work you have to do is less, and you can experience so much of life. Ultimately, both of them earned a lot of money. But the approach to business was completely different. And unfortunately, they saw it as personal rejection. So my father would say, उधारी का माल बेचो, अच्छे से पैसा कमाओ, बहुत इज्जत भी मिलेगा क्योंकि तुम उनको उधारी दे रहे हो। और उधारी वाले ग्राहक छोड़ के नहीं जाते। कैश वाले ग्राहक ना रोज तुमको गड्ढा खोदना पड़ेगा, रोज पानी पीना पड़ेगा। तो जो कैश लेके आएगा वो रोज ढूंढेगा डील किधर है। जिसको 3 से 6 महीने का उधारी चाहिए ना, वो बोलेगा ये स्टडी है, ये अपने को समझता है, इनको भी मालूम है, फ्लो में है, इसी के संग धंधा करो आराम से। Those of you are in business, if you take money on 3 to 6 months credit, I can tell you that you might be taking from the same person for the last 10 years. But if you're a person who buys on cash and carry, you may not be having the same vendor for the last 10 years. So my papa would say, आराम से बेचो. And there would be so much fight between the two. मैं क्या गधा है? मेरे में क्या अक्ल नहीं है? मेरा धंधा करने का स्टाइल रॉन्ग है क्या? अरे भाई, तेरा भी राइट है, मेरा भी राइट है, अपनी पर्सनैलिटीज अलग है. मेरी पर्सनैलिटी को ये सूट करता है. Because my approach is trust, deep relationship, family bindings, माया मस्ती. Your approach is I can't trust anybody, क्योंकि मेरा पैसा किसी और के पास रहता है तो मेरे को रात को नींद नहीं आता है. For your character, cash and carry is right. For my character, 3 महीना 6 महीना उधारी is right. But if the two of them would have understood this, both of them together would have prospered in business like nobody's business. They would have done 10 times more. But they clashed. My papa will tell uncle, एक दिन डूबेगा तू. And my uncle will tell papa, आपके जो प्रॉफिट्स है सिर्फ बुक्स में, आपके बैंक में पैसा कभी आएगा ही नहीं. आपको लगता है पैसा कमा रहे हो, वसूल करके दिखाओ मेरे को. And there would be fights. When they spoke about different style of business, one was saying ये business अच्छा है, इसमें प्रॉफिट ज्यादा है, इसमें मेहनत कम है. But what the other person heard was, तू गधा है, तू नालायक है, तेरे को बिजनेस करना नहीं आता. What people say and what somebody listens can be very different. You're not married yet. You are in love. It's monsoons. You might think, let's go for a long drive. क्या मजा आएगा? You are in college. You haven't found that person yet. Anybody would do. FC college, Cummins, किधर भी. Then you might say, चलो लोनावाला जाके गरम गरम पकौड़े खा के आएंगे. Just outside IIM Ahmedabad, there is an ashram, and there are some sadhus over there who meditate very beautifully. There are about 7 sadhus, and so often they'll find all the 7 would be sitting straight and they'll be meditating. And they used to have a charpai sitting on which they would meditate. One guy, a smart guy, he was in IIM, but he had a longing to have a girlfriend. He went, proposed, nobody accepted. कहीं जमा नहीं, फिर उसको डर लगने लगा, किसी को बोलूंगा रिजेक्ट हो गया तो अपना इज्जत खराब हो जाएगा. Then one day he said, चलो मैं साधुओं से पूछता हूँ. मतलब उनको तो पूरे विश्व का ज्ञान है, समस्या का समाधान साधु लोग करेंगे. So he went to those sadhus. One sadhu was meditating over there. The other were doing the normal work. And he asked that sadhu, एक समस्या है, लड़की नहीं पटती, क्या करूं? The elder sadhu said, "Hey छोटू, एक और चारपाई लगा." Some of you really enjoy in destroying a joke, na? You think what an achievement, no? I know this joke, I know. What people say, what people hear. So somebody who's not yet got a girlfriend, he might be saying, कहीं जाके कहीं पकोड़े खा के आते हैं. But somebody who's married, a married woman would be saying, कपड़े कहाँ सुखाऊं? Same situation, different thoughts. A married woman is not thinking about long drive or garam pakoda. कपड़े किधर सुखाऊं? So there, even if the husband comes and says, let's go for a long drive, कपड़े कौन सुखाएगा? वो इस्त्री वाला आएगा चला जाएगा तो फिर कल इस्त्री वाले कपड़े नहीं मिलेंगे, फिर क्या होगा? तुमको कुछ करना तो है नहीं, कपड़े पहनने सिर्फ. What husband is saying, romance. What she's singing is, dumb fellow. Anyone of you is going through that right now? Okay, monsoon is a few months away. This monsoon, if you are married and if you have 2 children, approach your wife and say, especially when बहुत कपड़े पड़े हैं और सूखने का जगह नहीं है ना, tell her, shall we go for a long drive? Then see what happens. What you say and what people hear is different, but it doesn't mean they are disrespecting you. What the wife is saying is, I cannot go there because that would mean irresponsibility, because all these things have to be done. The husband is not able to see that work. For him it is about, chalo, let's go and have some fun. For him it might be, I'm sacrificing my friends, I'm sacrificing my work because I want to enjoy with you. But what she listens to is, you have never understood me. You don't know how responsible I am. And my first priority is my family. And in that family, right now the priority is sukha kapda. See, it's a very practical scene. What you say and what people hear is different. And when people understand things differently, it does not mean you have to drop the relationship or they don't like you. It just means the way I look at things and the way somebody else looks at things is different. Ashish runs an organization, somebody comes to him for a job, that person says, I want 75,000. Ashish might say, yaar 40 se zyada nahi de paunga. Now when he says 75, he might be thinking his value is 75,000. Ashish might be thinking he is overestimating his own capacity. Difference of opinion. What is that one quality which helps you to handle these situations where there is a difference of opinion? There is one quality which will help you to handle difference of opinion in a very classy way. Because as you deal with intelligent people, there will be loads of differences. As you deal with successful people, there will be loads of differences. As you deal with people who have a lot of experience and exposure in life, there will be differences of opinion. As you have a dream and you want to carry people with you, you want to create a team, there will be differences of opinion. Like we want to execute the juvenile program. There is a lady who is one of the directors in CRY, Child Relief and Youth. And she is also on the board of an organization called Dream a Dream. And that organization has been working with people from the disadvantaged backgrounds in the age group of 14 to 19 for the last 6 years. So I have been speaking to a few people and finding out who are there who are already working with juveniles anywhere in the country. Let's go and meet with them, talk with them, find out what is it that we can learn from them. So that the learning curve is very high and very fast. What are the mistakes that we can avoid, and others have already made that mistake, so that the number of mistakes we make in this process is less and the impact that we have is great. So speaking to a lady called Sonali Ojha, then Ruchi Mathur, then Amruta, and their perspectives compared to the work that we do is so different. They are saying this has to be done by MSWs who are trained in empathy. And I am telling them, we have an ocean of people in empathy. We have at least 100 people who have been a part of Keep Moving movement for the last 10 years. And we have been working with children in schools of the corporation. So my people are empathy, and they are saying, no, empathy has to be trained. It is something which has to be learned. I said, but they have learned it with me, they have learned it at their home, they have learned it with practical experiences. उसके भेजे में ही नहीं घुस रहा है. भाई MSW ने किया तो वो कैसे करेंगे हम सोशल वर्क? So I said, did Mother Teresa did MSW? Or did Vivekananda did MSW? I know many people who have NGOs who have not done MSW. Heart has empathy. Communication is their strength. And this is a volunteer work. It is not a work where somebody needs a job and hence I need to see to it that they have the quality to do the job. Here is a person who has a quality and they are looking to express it. 1.5 hours I needed to communicate to them that trust my team. Because I need their intelligence and they want to ensure it doesn't go into the wrong person and the project should not be a failure. Because juveniles should not get hurt. Their concern is right, my concern is right. Their strength is right, our strength is right. But to make both of us look at things the same way took 1.5 hours. What I say and what they hear is different. And if I have to bridge what is that internal quality which is required? What do you think based on your experiences, anytime you bridged? Because when I asked you that, has any one of you ever bridged? Some of you said sometimes. So just recollect those moments when you could bridge. What was the quality on display?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Trust.
Trust.
Open mind.
Open mind. Strong communication.
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
The thing what I said, so I should at least once accept
that might be the possibility.
That might be a possibility, so open-minded. I am convinced this works, maybe that also works. My way is not the only way, there may be possible ways, right? Before I forget, I listened to the two of them and a few more if you have some thoughts. 27th, I'm meeting a lady called Ada. She is the Nobel Prize winner in chemistry. So for the first time in my life, I'll be meeting a Nobel Prize winner. We are having dinner together. She's only 80 years old. And she's working on a few projects which keeps her busy full time. She works anywhere between 12 hours to 15 hours every day. What keeps her going? She says, I think I can solve it. If some of you has studied biology or life sciences in your school, you know there is something called ribosomes, chromosomes, ribosomes, DNA, RBA, RNA. She has found a way by which she can crystallize ribosomes. Now they are highly unstable. To crystallize it, they had to find a method to take a machine to minus 185 degrees centigrade. She did research for 30 years, after which she found the way. And she's saying this is just the first step, we have to go deeper. She says in ribosomes, I want to find out how does one cell actually communicate with the other cell. We know impulse is sent, but what is the code? What is the language? I exercise over here, it gives me pain. This part sends a communication to my brain that I need more nourishment over here. That's why when I lift dumbbells in the gym and I keep lifting it for some time, this becomes bigger because the brain knows यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा काम हो रहा है, थोड़ा ज़्यादा ताकत चाहिए. More nutrients are shared over here. Very simple. So we know that communication happens between this cell and the brain. But what is the code of this communication? She says, if I can find out the code, we will have the biggest breakthrough in medical science. And he's saying deep inside the structure of the ribosomes, the evolution of millions of years is lying, waiting to be discovered. Okay, how did we evolve? How does a human cell evolve? How from a small sperm an entire body comes into being? It's a sperm, right? And out of that, how a kidney, a liver, a heart, everything gets developed. Hota kaise? How does the message go? Can I uncode or decode life? She says chemistry can do that. When you listen to her speaking, you feel like forgetting everything and moving into chemistry. That's the greatness of any person. They love that work and they see how beautiful this work can be. They can convince anybody in the world that you should be in chemistry. And imagine I going to somebody and saying, "Aap two-wheelers manufacturing karte ho. What is the future?" Kya yaar? Abhi atke hue hain, kar rahe hain. Who wants to start factory now? Our approach to work will directly result in how happy a person I am. So he asked Bhushan, tell a little about sports. And he'll talk to you for 10-15 minutes and I can bet some of you will start saying, apne ko bhi sports mein jana chahiye. So I'll share with you about my experience with her. My first date with an 80-year-old woman. And I'm going to call her beautiful. I'm not going to tell her you look sharp.
Indian
Huh?
or American?
No, she's Israeli. India, mein 80 years old woman doing all this work, 80-year-old man. I know some who are 52, they are saying, बस हो गया ना, 50 हो गया ना, अभी क्या बचा है? कुछ तो बचे. 80 years she is working 12 to 15 hours. So much to do. Some of us after 50, just because the hair has changed color, we think अब मरने के लिए तैयार है. अरे कमाल हो गया. अभी तो कलर बदला है, अभी तो जाएगा, नई खेती बाद में हो सकता है आएगी. When you meet such people, you decide. 80 is when you are still super young. And there is so much to do in life. And you meet such people, you realize age has got nothing to do with what you can do in life. Age is an excuse. Otherwise, how much can happen? I'm sure she has that ability to bridge. Because when she has to convince people about funding her research, and when results will come, that might take about 30 years. Can you imagine the capacity she has? How to sell a dream of 30 years? Just to digress a little, whatever work you do, when you talk to people, people should believe this is the best work a human being can do. मतलब एक रोंदू सा चेहरा लेके मत बोलना हम लोग ने ये काम कर रहे हैं. Yes, darlings, bridge.
I think it's my ability to keep my ego aside and take the initiative to come.
Quite possible. Keep my ego aside.
We talked about ideation as well, perspective. So
Yes.
there is a different perspective of one person.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To listen with neutral mind.
To listen with a neutral mind.
I just want to add to that open-minded thing. So it is when some facts or previous experiences surround that statement or what people say, we think 100% यही हो सकता है. And in that moment, if I find one different possibility, so that ability is.
Okay. Now to sum it up, you can be extraordinary in bridging gaps when you deeply respect people. Differences of opinion does not change your respect for people. Respecting a human being comes naturally for you, irrespective of everything else. Your tehzeeb never leaves you, irrespective of the differences. Now that is a challenge when ego is high. Can I respect people? How easily do I respect people? If I have a difference of opinion with Ganesh, can I still respect him? Let's say Ganesh very regularly goes for fitness, for exercises, and he sees, let's say Preeti doesn't have a fit body. Not fit. Now he loves fitness. He thinks everybody should be fit. His priority in life is fitness. Irrespective of how busy he is, he'll still find time to exercise. For him, if I don't keep my body fit, how will I live my life? So for him, fitness is by default. मतलब एक्सरसाइज आज नहीं जाऊं चलेगा क्या? That option does not exist. Like when you leave home, should I wear clothes today or not? That option does not exist for you. कितना भी बिजी है, कुछ भी है, कपड़े तो पहन के ही घर से निकलेंगे. Similarly for him, fitness is like by default mode. And then he looks at somebody who's not taking care of their body. He looks at somebody who's lazy about fitness. He looks at somebody who eats to glory all the wrong food. Eating wrong food for taste is brilliant. But eating that for filling your stomach day after day. So let's say he meets a person like that. Can he still look at the good things in that person and respect them for all the good? Understanding when it comes to body, the way they look at things and the way I look at things is different. But that is not so important. What is important is what is beautiful, what is the bright side of this person. Now if he can do that, then he can respect any human being. If he gets fixated on, ये फिट नहीं है, बहुत irresponsible है, उसकी priorities ही life में wrong है. Because he is an epitome of fitness and he doesn't find that in others, it infuriates him. Then he won't be able to ever bridge gaps. In fact, he'll make the gaps a little wider. He'll be sarcastic, he'll be angry, he will scream, he will shout. He won't be patient. If he has a deep respect, one of those days with a lot of love, he will ask that person, I admire the way you enjoy food, but would love to know from you, like it makes me think that I should be super fit. But you are so comfortable in a different style of living. I would like to know your thoughts. I would like to know your approach when it comes to body. I mean, how do you think? And not judgmentally. He's not asking judgmentally. He's not asking with sarcasm. He is not asking to train them. He is not asking to change them. He is asking purely to understand. Now that can only come with a deep sense of respect. Some of you over here might know a guy called Manish Kotak. Used to be very regular to life lessons. He had a son, very smart, but wrong company. So all the smartness went a little on the destructive path. And Manish and his wife are very simple, straightforward, uncomplicated people. And this boy is creating a lot of complications in life. Parents have communicated, spoken, cried, angry, but it's not working. And in a counseling, we could tell them, if you want somebody to understand you, they have to feel your respect first. If I want Kundalik to understand me, he has to feel respect for him. If he feels my disrespect and judgments, If he says, I'm saying, तुम गलत हो यार, तुम जिंदगी में सुधरोगे नहीं यार, तुमको 10 बार बोल के कुछ फायदा नहीं है, अच्छा बोलो तुमको क्या बोलना है. He's already been judged. He's already been labeled. He's already been punished. I've already sentenced him. ढंग का नहीं आदमी. लेकिन फिर भी बोलना है. अभी हम क्या करेंगे? फर्ज बनता है, दोस्त का सुनना ही पड़ेगा. बोलो क्या बोलना है. How will he understand my point of view? How do you understand the point of view of a person who disrespects you? Why will you ever understand the point of view of a person who disrespects you? You cannot. Ideally, in the court of law, now Pandurang would say that. Ideally, in the court of law, when the two lawyers are arguing, they are supposed to say, my learned friend. Which means, the spirit behind the court is, let's find out what is right. Unfortunately, it morphed into, I have to prove my client is right. The idea is, okay, two different people have two different opinions. Let's discuss, let's debate and find out what is right. And then the judge is supposed to be a wise person who will say, मैंने तुम्हारी भी सुन ली, तुम्हारी भी सुन ली. अब मुझे ये लग रहा है. It's a process of finding or discovering what is right. And you can do that only when there is respect. I repeat, if I want Kundalik to understand my point of view, if I want him to understand my point of view, he has to feel respected by me. When he feels respected by me, he doesn't feel threatened. If somebody respects me and shows me that my earlier thinking was wrong, I have no issues. My ego does not get hurt. But I disrespect a person and I want to convince him he's wrong. It's not going to happen. He may realize it, but he will not accept it. And it's not going to work. Even in politics, the right method is to debate a point, not debate a person. I can say this policy is wrong. I cannot say the person is wrong. The moment I make it personal, then it's only about ego. So if you listen to good debates by Atal Bihari Vajpayee or Pranab Mukherjee, you will find they're always discussing the point. So even if Indira Gandhi imposes emergency, say Indira ji, but nowadays it can be Chaukidar Chor hai. And things are becoming dirty. Nation loses in the progress. So let's say Mohan has a difference of opinion with Renu. If he can still respect Renu with his tone, with his behavior, then chances of she listening with an open mind is very high. But if respect is not there, then she will give in because यार मेरे को वातावरण और खराब नहीं करना है. Or she will not give in, saying to hell with you. But maturity does not increase, love does not increase, bonding does not increase. Do you have the inherent capacity to respect people no matter what? Let's say me and my son, Neeraj. Let's say we have a difference of opinion. Do I believe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, he will succeed in life? Do I want to see that? If yes, they will smile at him, look at him and say, "Beta, abhi jo tu kar raha hai, mere ko nahi samajh mein aa raha hai." But one day something tells me you will be a smart guy and you will live a very good life. It can happen today also if you make this A, B, C changes. But maybe some of us learn only through personal experiences. Maybe you will walk that path. But everybody has the choice to live life the way they want. And I still love him, respect him for the bright things that he still has. What might have taken 10 years and 3 big mistakes might get done in 2 years with 1 big mistake. People are willing to listen to you with an open mind when they feel respected by you. And that is where some of us make very egoistic statements. Like, I disagree with you. It's almost like telling somebody you are wrong. There's no respect over there. There is an attack over there. Respectfully, you will say, I understand your point of view. I have an idea about another perspective. Would you like to listen to that? Now you're not attacking the person. I disagree with you is attack. It can be told to a person who's very deep and very mature. But even for that person, it's a little difficult to take. He will take or she will take, but it is difficult to take. I disagree with you is telling somebody you are stupid. So please stop saying this. Ask permission with a lot of respect. May I share another perspective with you? You will get along with even difficult people. Because with respect, you are asking for permission. It's a very graceful way of communicating. एक और आइडिया है, शेयर करूं क्या? If you want to be a person who builds bridges, respect should be your default option, default behavior. Default behavior. It should be very difficult, if not impossible, for you to disrespect people. Then what you say and what people hear, chances are there is a match. Because people will put effort to understand your perspective. When you respect people, they put the effort to understand your perspective. So let's do a small debate over here. Okay, before we move into the debate, let's summarize what we have done so far in today's life lesson. Then we'll have a small debate. And how will we have a debate? I might put on a piece of music for you. And I'll ask you to ideate on it. And you will have to make sense whether this is right or wrong. And there, let's see how we communicate. Are we able to communicate with a lot of respect? Or are we like a knife? Sharp. Let's summarize what we have discussed so far in today's life lesson. Yes, darlings. Anybody else?
Respect is the base of quality communication.
Absolutely.
So far we know, we understand that we should respect people, but at times we slip. The reason behind it, we look at that person, the wrong that he has done or the mistake that he has done. When I see a great, brilliant future in him, then automatically respect will become a part of my communication.
Absolutely. And sometimes what we think is wrong may be just another perspective. And how many times have we been wrong? So if we have been wrong, when somebody is wrong, is disrespect the solution? See, understand this perspective. Vikas makes a mistake. And when he makes a mistake, would disrespecting Vikas bring him on track? No. So let's say Vikas constructed Bhakti cars. And he ensured अंदर से मेरे को रास्ता चाहिए. With this confidence कि I will be able to have a mall, full mall तो लगेगा ही लगेगा मेरे. If only the staircase was from outside, 10 other possibilities would have happened. So it was a mistake in assuming the quantum of business that I will do in the future. Now people can disrespect him a lot for this mistake. तुम्हारी वजह से कितना नुकसान हो गया मालूम है? His wife, his children, his brother, his father, his mother, everybody can bombard him. नालायक है, ये अलायक नहीं, ये एकदम गलत आदमी, ये ऐसा मिस्टेक करता है. Would he like that? Or would he like somebody to motivate him and say, हो गया, ये thinking थी ना. चलो कभी कभी गलती करके इंसान सीखता है. Now how will we make up for this? चलो फैमिली का समझ लो अब 50 लाख का नुकसान हो गया. अभी फैमिली को 1 करोड़ रुपए एक्स्ट्रा अपने को कमा के देने का है क्योंकि नुकसान हो गया, उसका मेकअप करने का है. क्या कर सकते हैं आप? Now speak with him respectfully. You move into a performance zone. Disrespect, he will go defensive. He will go defensive. Or the heart will become hard. इनसे बातें नहीं करने का. Or he will conclude, they see only the dark side, not the bright side. We think we have the license to disrespect people because they are wrong. No, even when they are wrong, we do not have the license to disrespect people. Disrespect is not an option. Disrespect helps you achieve nothing. Disrespect will destroy. The only thing which increases because of disrespect is ego. It gives us a sense of power over others, control and domination over others. I disrespect you means I want to dominate you. Disrespect will only come when I want to dominate. That's why I can disrespect the watchman, the liftman, the auto rickshaw fellow because I want to dominate them. अरे इसमें क्या अक्कल है? इसको क्या मालूम है? And I think that's when disrespect happens. If you go a little spiritual and if you think, the same spirit works through them and the same spirit works through me. The same God is inside them and the same God is inside them. फिर मैं किसी को कैसे डिसरेस्पेक्ट कर सकता हूं? मतलब मैं हूं कौन? How many of you have read about Rahim's dohas? Kabir, you know, Tulsi, you know, Rahim. Last LSM was on that. Tulsidas came to know about a strange way in which Rahim used to give. Rahim Das had a habit of giving to people without looking at them. In fact, he would give to people and his eyes would be on the floor. So Tulsidas wrote 2 lines saying, ये देने का नया स्टाइल आपने कहां से सीखा? जो जो कर ऊपर पड़े, as your hands go up, your eyes go down. How do you do that? To give, you have to raise your hands. Na? And Rahim replies, देनहार को और है, भेजत जो दिन रैन, लोग भरम हम पर करे, तापे नीचे नैन. देने वाला तो कोई और है, देनहार कोई और है, भेजत सो दिन रैन, वो दिन रात भेजता है, लोग भरम हम पर करें. मैं किधर दे रहा है, वो भेज रहा है इतना. You know, when water falls on the terrace and then from the terrace when a few drops fall down, the terrace can always think that I am so great, see how many drops I am falling down, I am such a great person. But the fact is, how much was given and then how much was given in turn. So when I realized the intelligence I have, the success I have, the ideas that I have, वो देनहार कोई और है, then my success, my intelligence does not give me ego. It gives me humility. क्या किसी वजह से उसने इतना दिया है अपने को? Disrespecting people will be impossible. But the moment that ego comes in, then we can define others saying गधा है, नालायक है, अक्ल नहीं है, गलत है. वो respect and bridging gap becomes impossible. What beautiful lines. Those of you who haven't read this LSM, you should. And in the LSM, we continue to define, according to scriptures, there are 3 kinds of lives which is possible. Devta, Danav or Manushya. The divine, the human and the devil. What are these 3 different lives? The divine is a person who loves to give, who enjoys to give, and who is embarrassed with appreciation. That is what a Rahim is all about. You don't have to go and see God somewhere. You can see these people, and that is display of the divine. Giving does not create ego. Giving makes them more humble. Then there is a human who doesn't mind giving as long as he is enough. Who doesn't mind giving when he gets something in turn. तुम्हें हॉस्पिटल में रूम बनवाएगा, वो मेरे पापा का नाम लिख देना. मतलब कुछ गलत नहीं है, लेकिन मेरे को कुछ चाहिए. That's human. Devil, who cares a damn what happens to you? उनको जो चाहिए वो चाहिए. Who doesn't mind you getting hurt, you losing your confidence. That's a devil. So I don't mind telling the terrorists where the police is, मेरे को मेरा पैसा मिला ना, फिर वो लोग मरे भी, मैं क्या कर सकता हूं? मैं तो अपना घर चलाएगा ना किसी तरीके से. Now that's a devil. Recently in Jodhpur, there was a conference of Maheshwaris from all over the world. It seems 50,000 people had come there. And something which is extraordinary about that was the youth brigade, less than 24 years old, had a mission that jhootha nahi jana chahiye. And what is important is, the youth brigade was serving, and enough was standing where thalis would be given. So let's say I took a samosa and samosa mein mirchi bahut zyada hai and I am not able to tolerate mirchi. So I'll tell them, yaar thoda isme mirchi zyada hai, mirchi apne ko nahi chalta hai. Nahi uncle, koi baat nahi, main kha lunga. And these people were eating every morsel of jhuthan which was given. बोले झूठा नहीं जाएगा, आपको नहीं जम रहा ना, चलो हम खा लेंगे. No disrespect. With a lot of love, with a lot of respect. अच्छा ज्यादा आ गया प्लेट में, कोई बात नहीं, हम खा लेंगे. अरे नहीं, तुम मेरा जूठा कैसे खाओगे? नहीं, वो जूठन डालना नहीं है. कोई बात नहीं अंकल, हम लोग खा लेंगे. 50,000 people, 3 days program, 2.5 kgs of juten. And it transformed the lives of people. It transformed the lives of people. I was in a wedding in Chennai and people were saying, इतने प्यार से, इतने इज्जत से, कोई सरकाज़म नहीं, कुछ नहीं, नहीं अंकल कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग खा लेंगे. And all youngsters, less than 24 years. Respect helps transformation much easier than disrespect does. But because we are also fragile people, we get angry, irritated, anxious, and we attack people back. That complicates things, that doesn't simplify. Then what you say will never be what people hear. I'm asking you to develop an incredible quality. Every time you are angry at someone or you scream or judge people, understand your ego has become very high. And this big ego will not help you in any way whatsoever. It will distance. The exception being when somebody wants to hurt you. If you are dealing with the devil, you will have to take care of yourself. With the devil, you and me do not have the ability to build bridges. But people where there is love and affection, bonding, family members, pati patni, bacche maa baap, there the intentions are not wrong. Their expectations have mismatch. Udhar don't bury respect here. Udhar don't bury respect. Kulsum, you're saying something.
No one is trained to listen.
Yeah.
Many a times, half of the things are listened wrong.
Absolutely.
Misunderstand.
Absolutely. Because as you say something, I'm listening to half the sentence And the other half, I'm fulfilling through my own voice. That's why you will find so often people will hijack others' communication. So often you will find. Let's say I go to this marriage in Chennai and I tell them that somebody asks me, Pune का मौसम कैसा है? And I say, Pune में अभी रात को तो ठंड है, दिन के टाइम पे फैन की जरूरत नहीं है. But before I complete, somebody else will start something else. अरे पूना यार, पूना तो क्या मस्त शहर है यार. मैं पूना आया था 12 साल पहले एक बार. अरे ओशो आश्रम में आज भी कोई भी आ सकता है क्या? और ये मैं पुणे की वेदर की बात कर रहा हूं. देव टोकन टू ओशो. Have you seen this kind of conversations? They hijack the conversations. ए आज गली बॉय देखा क्या? गली बॉय. Somebody will say रामायण पढ़, महाभारत पढ़, भगवत गीता पढ़, अच्छी किताबें पढ़, सेल्फ हेल्प की कोई बुक पढ़. गली बॉय में क्या लिखा है? क्या रखा है उसमें? तो हाईजैक द कॉन्वर्सेशन. समबडी आस्क्ड यू, देखा है हाँ या ना, और उसके साथ मेरी विशेष टिप्पणी. And you will find often these conversations are on the surface and arguments. Deep नहीं जाते. So if somebody said, yeah, I like Gully Boy, what did you like about Gully Boy? Then we can go deep. How somebody thinks, how somebody analyzes. वो दूसरे इंसान के बारे में भी समझता है. वो अपने को अपना ही टिप्पणी डालना है. So at the end of 2.5 hours, time passed. बट किसी के लाइफ में कोई इनहांसमेंट नहीं हुआ. प्लीज डोंट डू दैट. एंड वी डू दिस बिकॉज वी आर नॉट ट्रेन्ड टू लिसन. वी हैव दिस नीड टू प्रूव हाउ स्मार्ट वी आर. एंड देयरफॉर वी थिंक ओनली व्हेन आई क्रैक वन पॉइंट पीपल विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ स्मार्ट आई एम. So often in listening to people, somebody understands कितना समझदार इंसान है. So you're right. We are not trained to listen. We are trained to talk, no? In school we are trained to talk. Debates we are trained to talk. We are hardly trained to listen. Except when you come to life lessons, you can't do anything but for 2 hours keep on listening. But it's good fun, right?
Yes.
Only because said yes. Others, I would like to know your thoughts.
Yes.
If you have a difference of opinion, you can express it. I am deep and mature enough. So, the other day somebody was saying, अभी बहुत दूर हो गया है लाइफ लेसन. अच्छा, आप किधर रहते हो? मार्केट यार्ड. और जो लोग पिंपरी से आते हैं उनके लिए ऐसे मैं 15 साल से कल्याणी नगर से मार्केट यार्ड आया. आपने सोचा कभी? नहीं सोचा. नहीं, मैं आता है ना, ये संडे से आएगा मैं लाइफ लेसन बड़े प्यार से. Yes, darling. Anything else you got?
On the discussion, Naren, I realized that many a times when there is a conversation, I listen to what I want to listen, or there is a preconceived note, not what the person is talking.
Absolutely. Were you saying something, Shripal?
The basis of any debate is not what I say, but what people hear.
Absolutely. In fact, there is a very interesting book, in case anybody likes to read book. The title of the book is this. It's not what you say, it's what you hear. Interesting book. So when it comes to ability to respect people, Not only when there is a similarity in opinion or when there is matching point of view, when there is a difference of opinion. Let's say when the other person is wrong. In those situations, how easy do you find yourself to respect people? Or does Kalima comes inside you? When people are wrong, is it easy for you to still respect them? Out of 10, how much would you like to give yourself? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That kitna bhi difference of opinion ho do, I still speak to people with a lot of respect. And the biggest test is inside your office and inside your family. With strangers, it's not a test. Among friend group, it's not a test. Because there it's only 10-15 minutes. You have to control your outburst. At family, biggest test is inside your family. When there is a difference of opinion or when people are wrong, can you still respect them? You don't have to agree, but you'll have to respect. You have to see the bright side and not just the dark side. And I'm assuming there is no devil inside your home. Because our intentions are to be happy together, to love each other. If somebody's intention is wrong towards you, you still protect yourself, but you still speak with respect. How much would you give yourself? In dealing with difficult people or when people are wrong, I'm able to respect them on a scale of 0 to 10 at. Tell me.
6.
Today's position it can be 1 or 2. We want to take it to 9 or 10.
Even the 8 is a very, very brilliant score to have. 9 or 10 means you completely become divine, which is brilliant. It is brilliant. That requires somebody like Rahim. That requires somebody like a Sant Tukaram. That really requires somebody who's so evolved, who's anchored onto gratitude 24/7. But that requires a person where even if a thorn goes through their feet, they still think about the greatness of the Creator. There's no ouch. That's a very evolved state. But if you can reach 8, it would be truly exceptional. And you'll see the peace of mind you carry. You will see the bridges that you are able to make. You will find how you solve issues of your life and others' life. You will become an exceptional magnet. So you don't respect people for the wrong they do, which is what people obviously have a issue for. Oh, galat usko kai ko respect karne ka? No, there is a bright side to that person also. This person has not been wrong always. In this situation, in this case, they are doing things which are different from what your expectations are. And always remember, when you are wrong, how do you want people to treat you? When people are wrong, you treat them the same way. So others, where do you find yourself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If anybody is 9, please show me your feet. अरे कोई जवाब ही नहीं दे रहा। 4, 3. Others? 5. 5. 5. 5.
It can start with a 5 and end with a 0.
He's so right, so right. When the conversation begins, I can be at 5. Okay? After that, it depends on how they behave. वो अगर पंगा लिया ना उसके बाद में, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. It can start at 5 and end at 0. Oh. And that's really very honest and good self-awareness, I must say. Very good self-awareness. Now, 0 all of you have experienced, no? Multiple times in your life. But where we begin is interesting. Swapnil, 2. See, where we are is about self-awareness. But we will still respect each other. Don't go outside and say, "Kya re, tu main hai." I don't want anybody to go and counsel Pankaj. Pankaj, 0 is very dangerous.
उधर भी improvement है. पहले minus हमारा.
So for those of you who didn't hear, Pankaj said, "Naren, वो भी बहुत improvement है. पहले तो मैं लोगों को मारता था, वरना minus चला जाता था. अभी 0 है. Violence खत्म हो गया है, लेकिन mind में अभी भी violence चालू है." So interesting, isn't it? पांडुरंग किधर है? 5, no? Jasmeet? 3? Okay. Mohan? 4? हो सकता है 3 है, 5 थोड़ा एग्जैजरेशन है, चलो 4 में सेटल करते हैं यार, फालतू का उतना एग्जैक्ट नंबर नहीं लाऊंगा मैं। 4 इंडिया में 4 पास मार्क होता है ना, तो 5 में शर्म नहीं है, बट ठीक है, स्कोप बहुत है।
Is it that when we speak with the higher authority, then it is the high.
Correct.
And when it is with the subordinate, then it is the low. Is it
Correct.
so?
Possible, quite possible. But their respect is not there in the heart; it's only in the tone. है ना? Their respect is only in the tone because that's protocol. But I'm speaking about actual respect. I think we had a very, very beautiful life lesson. The explanations might have been a little long in between, but I think what we wanted to achieve out of today's life lesson, we have been able to achieve.
Yes.
Now, if possible, this entire week, observe yourself. When there is a difference of opinion, how are you handling it? It can be something as simple as somebody overtaking rashly. It can be something as simple as you are walking on the platform and a bike fellow is coming from the other direction on the platform. And you feel like telling them, भाई नीचे चलाना, ऊपर क्या क्यों चला रहा है, हम लोग कहाँ चलेंगे फिर? It can be something where you know the other person is completely wrong. And that's not a question of opinion, it's a fact. Just watch. Are you still able to respect them? If not, put a little effort and still respect them. At the end of it, watch how do you feel. You will feel stronger inside. You will feel deeper. You will feel more confident. And this will help you in issues which are directly relevant and important in your life today. So respecting others definitely benefits others. But the maximum benefit will happen to you. Because your peace of mind is there, your ego is not there. Hence, you are able to make choices in a much better way in your life.